It's a pre-Christmas matinee, and the stars are out. Oweh is the reigning SEC Player of the Week, and Quaintance is coming off a debut that somehow exceeded the hype. They take the floor next. And Rupp Arena in Lexington's in a festive spirit for 2025's final game. It's Kentucky in Bellarmine as we tie the bow on non-con play. Happy holidays from Rupp Arena alongside the former Wildcat Robbie Moss. I'm Noah Frary, and Kentucky's back from Atlanta, a top 25 win in tow, and a new weapon in Quaintance to unleash, Robbie.
Without a doubt. Mark Pope and the Big Blue Nation must have been good boys and girls because they got to open the present early. That present came in the form of the long-awaited debut of their big man, Quaintance. The Arizona State transfer made his presence felt immediately, scoring 10 points, grabbing 8 boards, and blocking 2 shots. More importantly, though, he showed his physical gift of physicality and helped dominate the paint in a big top 25 win that Kentucky so very desperately needed.
Well, he is expected to go in this game. We will see when Mark Pope goes to his newest weapon. Down to center court for the opening tip. It was Moreno versus Waddell, and it is the Bellarmine Knights who come up with the opening tip, making just their second ever appearance inside Rupp Arena despite just being an hour and a half away in Louisville. They go into the post here for Jack Karasinski, over 20 points per game on the season. Deep in the shot clock here as Gooden penetrates. Waddell spinning, working on Oweh, and out of bounds. It'll go down as a steal as Oweh makes his impact felt early on in this game. He is the reigning SEC Player of the Week, co-player of the week alongside Jacoby Gillespie of Tennessee. Look at the starting lineup for Kentucky. Denzel Aberdeen gets the start at the point. Malachi Moreno again at the center position. Everyone waiting for JQ to come into this game. Down low, Oweh fouled. And Kentucky will have a trip to the free throw line coming.
Kentucky can get to the foul line a lot today. They have a very big size advantage over Bellarmine. They should exploit that, especially against that zone. They're patient, take their time. They can get to the free throw line. Bellarmine's going to have to stay out of foul trouble, not an overly deep basketball team.
Kentucky, one of the taller teams in the country, a Bellarmine team that checks in the middle of the pack as Oweh sinks his first free throw. He picked up that co-player of the week honor after dropping 20, had 5 rebounds, 3 steals. And that win, as they call it, down in Catalana over number 22, St. John's.
What a big win for those cats.
Battle for the basketball. And that one going the other way. Doug Davenport on the sideline for his first season, taking over for his father, Scotty, the longtime head coach at Bellarmine. His team won the ASUN tournament back in 2022, although had struggled over the last 3 seasons. 5-6 to begin this campaign. Kenyon Gooden gets the start today. Darius Bolden in at point guard. We are expecting to see Tyler Doyle, who has been out for the last 6 games. A whistle here against Kentucky.
Aberdeen on the reach in there. Kentucky's going to have to really sustain their defense. Bellarmine does a phenomenal job of turning over their offense, going from side to side, back screen, flare screen. Kentucky's going to have to handle everything that Bellarmine has to throw at them and make sure they sustain their defense for 25 seconds plus.
Jack Karasinski at the free throw line, 76% shooter on the year. So this is a Bellarmine team that comes in as the top-rated free throw shooting team in America, shooting over 80%, and Karasinski will sink them both.
Karasinski, specialist. He gets and draws fouls just about as well as anybody in the ASUN. Look for him to do that, try to get our big men in foul trouble if he can.
There's Colin Chandler working baseline. Inserted, trying to find Moreno, but picked off by Brian Waddell, the Purdue transfer. Keep an eye on 32 in maroon and silver every time he's on the floor, as Donald's 3 comes off the iron. Oweh ahead, Moreno with the tough catch and throws it out of bounds.
Kentucky sloppy early. Oweh, that was a bad entry pass the last time. He's got to throw the ball up, give Moreno a chance to get the ball, show his size advantage. He threw it right to Waddell. Then again, just a little quick in transition. He needs to slow down, take advantage of the size advantage.
Mark Pope looking a little bit taller. Some weight off of his shoulders after a top 25 win down in Catalana on Saturday.
Really good second half on Saturday.
Here's Karasinski for three. He'll hit it.
The guy puts up numbers against everybody. He averages 20 a game, and he's done that against Notre Dame. He's done that against Georgia. He can score the basketball.
Does not discriminate against the name on the front of the jersey. Aberdeen penetrated. Dioubate fouled here. That'll be the first personal on Sam Donald. On Jack Karasinski. You can call him one of the best scorers in the mid-majors, over 19 points per game against power conference opponents this year, at 23 in that season opener against UGA, at 18 versus KSU, 17 versus Notre Dame. They're going to need a huge performance from him today if they want to take down Kentucky, as Aberdeen lines up and hits the first three of the afternoon for the Cats.
Always a good sign to see your first three go. Aberdeen took his time there against that zone, knocked down the shot.
There's Michael Wilson Jr. just into the game. He was playing D2 basketball a year ago. Kick out. Bolden for three. Too strong.
That was the flare screen action that they looked to. Aberdeen just ran into that flare screen, got absolutely wailed, but they missed the shot.
Aberdeen passed up his second three attempt. They get a look for Chandler in the corner. Too strong. Second chance for Dioubate. Aberdeen will take this one. And the size for Kentucky pays off as Oweh stuffs it home.
That's what Coach Davenport was concerned about. Bellarmine being able to attack the glass and stay in the game defensively by finishing the possession. You really have to focus on rebounding. It's going to be very, very hard with these athletic Cats.
That gave Kentucky their first lead of this game as Waddell works baseline. Dioubate blocked it and had something to say afterwards. Oweh, Aberdeen. Yes, sir!
They're getting it going. Kentucky getting up and down is what they want to do this game. Bellarmine's got to keep the pace slow. If Kentucky gets up and down, this could get ugly.
That was one of the big things for Kentucky in that second half against St. John's, their ability to get out and run. Waddell doing a nice job to keep that one in bounds.
Waddell's the guy they're also going to depend on, Bellarmine, tonight. Waddell, transfer from Purdue. Really good scoring the basketball. He's going to have to get, there you go, right there, get some baskets, attacking the basket and get something.
And that'll be two fouls on Denzel Aberdeen. Kentucky up by 4 at the first stoppage here in Lexington. To the third member of our crew, Maggie Davis, with more on the guy keeping the Cats together right now.
Hey guys, yes, I'm right outside the Kentucky huddle where it looks like Jaden Quaintance might be getting ready to make his Kentucky debut just a couple of days after her stepping foot as a Wildcat against St. John's. He had 10 points that were about 10 months in the making after rehabbing a torn ACL and meniscus. A serious injury like that means JQ spent a lot of time with head athletics trainer Brandon Wells. They even coined a few catchphrases. Check this out.
Come on, man.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
We made up some shirts.
Yeah.
We've been waiting to bust these
Oh,
out.
no,
We've
man.
been waiting for the green light to bust them out. And today's the day, man. We're so proud of you.
Well, the shirts say "we workin'" because that is exactly what Quaintance did. Wells says that he has never had a guy as committed as Quaintance was, says he's special in the way he works. He is a sponge. As far as what he saw from him on the court, he told me as advertised, guys.
Well, his debut, Maggie, certainly one to watch on Saturday, and now Jaden Quaintance makes his debut in front of the home crowd. Waddell hitting both free throws. Jaden Quaintance, probably one of the most anticipated debuts in recent Kentucky history. I can tell you a number of people around these parts were searching the KSR message boards all offseason, wanting to know when he was going to make his first appearance in a Cats uniform.
Probably the most Googled question in Lexington, Kentucky was, when is Jaden Quaintance coming back? Turnover there.
Jasper Johnson gave it away. Here's Karasinski amongst the trees, and he's got 7 here early.
Over top of 2 bigs right there. That was a tough move by Karasinski, showing why he is Bellarmine's best player and somebody Kentucky really needs to key on.
Chandler from just shy of the logo. Cash money. Kentucky 3 for 5 from downtown, and that's a great sign for Mark Pope's offense today.
Really good sign. It's really going to open up and make that zone have to expand and spread out. They're really doing a great job taking away the lob, but if they continue to make threes, that lob will be open.
Donovan Hunter just into the game. Also our first look at Tyler Doyle, the sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky. He's been out for the last 6 games. Is Gooden drives inside, dumps it off. Karasinski. The Cats don't have an answer for him early.
So far, so good for Bellarmine Knights. They're hanging in there, doing exactly what they need to do to stay aggressive and stay in this game.
Johnson wants another 3. Oweh with the offensive rebound. Bounce pass inside, and Dioubate cashes in.
That's a great sign. We did go 3. Kentucky started 3 of 5 from three-point range. They don't want to fall in love with that three-point shot, though. They've got the big size advantage. They need to take their time, get in the gaps, and make sure they're using that size advantage.
Wilson Jr. with a great find. Neck and neck with Kentucky early.
Wilson Jr., again, another one of the players that Coach Davenport is really leaning on to rebound the basketball and score this game.
Soft touch there for Johnson, would not go. What's Bellarmine doing well offensively right now, Robbie?
They're doing exactly what Bellarmine does. They take good shots, they understand their offense, they understand what a good shot is, and they get the ball to that young man right there. Jack Karasinski has been sensational early, and he has a mismatch with Colin on him. Chandler, good steal by Chandler.
Kentucky pushing in transition. Oweh gave it up. 4 Kentucky turnovers early. Straight line drive, Wilson to the tin. And this capacity crowd inside Rupp Arena, a little hushed right now.
Bellarmine came to play. They have to be feeling really, really good about themselves and confident. Kentucky struggling against the zone right now.
Lob inside, Quaintance battling and has his first basket here inside Rupp Arena.
That's what you got to do. You got to throw the ball up at the rim and let him just go get it. Nobody can jump with him. He's just physically bigger and stronger than all of those guys.
7'3" wingspan. You can grab it from about anywhere. Robbie, sometimes I wish I had those type of physical gifts.
I tell you what, you wouldn't be sitting by me right now. There's a turnover caused by Kentucky. That's what they need to be doing.
Look at the catch here.
Right over the top. He's a really, really good hands for a big fella. Kentucky can exploit that. Let's see if Kentucky can start driving, getting in some of these gaps against this zone. Open up some lobs. Brandon Garrison in the game, one of the more athletic bigs. You got Quaintance and Garrison on the court at the same time. So the idea is to drive the basketball.
You got Noah and Williams as well as some floor stretchers out there for Kentucky. 3 threes in the early going. Johnson will take the 3. Too strong. And a foul there as Quaintance battled inside. That'll be the 4th foul on Bellarmine. First on Donovan Hunter, the junior out of Columbus, Ohio.
Went to Spire Academy. Same place as LaMelo Ball, Isaiah Jackson. So, good pedigree.
Jasper Johnson in at the point after Denzel Aberdeen picked up some early fouls. Great find. And Quaintance now fouled. And we'll head to the free throw line right now. Jaden Quaintance proving to be a matchup nightmare for Bellarmine.
He's so physically imposing. His presence just demands attention. And the fact that when Jasper can just get off of that screen, throw the ball up to the rim, he's going to be able to finish or get fouled like he just did. Really, really tough assignment for Donovan and the Bellarmine Knights today.
I thought Doug Davenport said it best. He said, these days in college basketball, the most expensive position is at center. He said, we don't have the funds to bring in guys like Jaden Quaintance, and you can see the impact that he's having for this Kentucky team.
Money talks, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah, you can see it talking right now. Jaden Quaintance is as good as advertised so far. Kentucky trying to press, slow them down, take Bellarmine out of the comfort zone. They've been operating really, really comfortably in the half court, making Kentucky earn every bit of stop that they can get.
Donovan Hunter out there, 7 in scarlet, staying on the floor despite 2 fouls as Waddell came up well short, but Donald had a good look at the second chance. It came out to Quaintance. He gives it up and draws the foul. And that'll take us to a break here in Lexington. Kentucky and Bellarmine knotted in a tight one here as we get set for Christmas in Lexington. 2020, Bellarmine transitioning from the Division II level where they had been uberly successful over the years. They win the A-Sun in 2022, but this year bringing in new players, 9 in total to this roster. Robbie, there have been some up and downs, and you cap it all off. This has been an extremely challenging schedule here early on for the Knights.
Without a doubt, they've played some of the best teams, better teams in the country, major powers. So understanding that, having 9 new players in this portal time, it's just a tough transition for teams like Bellarmine, who may not be as top-heavy and talented, as big, and have as much athleticism throughout their roster.
But I have to say, Robbie, you see it right there, projected 10th in the A-Sun poll. When you have a scorer like Karasinski inside, who's already put up 9 just 8 minutes into this game, I think this Bellarmine team can exceed some expectations this year in the A-Sun.
Without a doubt. I feel like their ceiling has to be better than 10th in the A-Sun, just from watching Karasinski right here. If he starts getting some help and Waddle starts coming along, putting in some points, they got Tyler Doyle back, the big kid here from Lexington, Kentucky. He's a great guard. He's long and athletic, gives them some physical presence. As they get better and get to know each other, they can definitely get some wins there in the A-Sun.
Bellarmine taking advantage right now off of those Kentucky turnovers, trailing by just 2 at the under 12 timeout here in Lexington as Waddell drives inside and finishes. He's having a breakout year, double-figure scoring in 8 of the previous 11 games.
He's the guy that's going to have to help them the most.
Great cut for Noah, and the teardrop finish.
Really, really good cut there by Noah. Jasper Johnson got a little too deep. Noah bailed him out, made sure he moved without the basketball. Make sure you're moving without the basketball, young kids.
Side-to-side movement here as Bolden penetrates into the paint, and Jasper Johnson gets credited with the block. Hounded all the way down the floor and now fouled. It'll be the first personal on Darius Bolden.
Yeah, you take a look at this here, right? You got Kentucky, Jasper Johnson again, doing what he does. Move the ball from side to side, penetrate, get in the gap. That's where they're going to have their most success. Noah doesn't stand and watch, cuts to the basket, easy too. Kentucky moves the basketball, penetrates against the zone. They can get exactly what they want all day.
And you feel like for Kentucky early on in the season, that's probably been some of their trouble offensively. At times, it's been a little bit stagnant.
The ball sticks sometimes, especially without Jalen Lowe. Again, they're playing without him today. Johnson with a great kick there.
Here's Noah from the corner. Rebound for Waddell, as you were saying about Lowe.
Yeah, but when that ball moves with Kentucky, they can get good shots, they can make good shots. It doesn't move as well without Jalen Lowe. We're going to see that today. But hopefully against this zone, they can continue to get in the gaps and share the basketball, make one more pass and get better shots.
Karasinski working on Garrison, fouled, and will head to the free throw line. Mentioning Jalen Lowe, he was a big spark for Kentucky. There was a lot of fans around these parts who held their breath in that first half after he exited just 7 seconds in after re-aggravating that shoulder, but he comes back out at halftime and was fantastic and helped guide that Cats offense to the victory down in Catlanta.
Talk about the relief that people saw when he checked back into the basketball game. I know that it just gave them a chance, and as you saw, that second half, when you had Jalen Lowe and Jaden Quaintance on the court, Kentucky looked dominant. Jalen Lowe can get to his spots in a way that these other guards just cannot. He can reject screens, he can get to the basket so well. We saw that in the second half where he was able to score and get people involved. We made a lot of shots, and Kentucky looked like a complete basketball team.
Robbie, you played the guard position as a player like Lowe. How do you manage that injury throughout the remainder of the season as Johnson hits his first 3?
Nice shoot off the screen there. You have to manage it. If it's going to be something that's going to be there all season, you just have to understand this is going to be part of my daily routine. It's going to hurt. I'm going to have to spend some extra time in treatment. I'm going to have to get some ice and all the extra stuff that you have to do to play. But you have to accept it and just grin your teeth and bear it.
Cats fans may be hoping they could wrap them in some bubble wrap during SEC play.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, and even more physical. Williams has a shot there.
Lined up the 3. Jelavic with the offensive rebound and the stuff back.
Really
he has been a no-show over these last 2 games. Coach's decision, we were told, not to play him against Indiana and St. John's.
Really good to see him in the game right now. He's held his head up. He hasn't dropped his head. He didn't get to play. And you know you want to play. But as you can see that Johnson's using that screen and doing what he does, shooting the rock. And then Jelavic just going to get it, using his size advantage. And that's what he's going to have to continue to do to make an impact, to stay in this lineup in this rotation.
Robbie, you said to me at shoot-around yesterday you felt like this was a matchup that Jelavic could take advantage of today.
Without a doubt. He's got a chance to play. That beat there. Really, really good head and shoulders move there by Michael Wilson Jr. But no, this is a game where Jelavic can show his physical presence as well as step out and shoot the three. He's got really, really great touch. He was working on his shot after shoot-around yesterday. And this is a game where he'll get that opportunity. So he's just got to stay the course is what he needs to do.
He averaged nearly a double-double in the Adriatic League a season ago, though still trying to find his footing here in Lexington. Michael Wilson Jr. at the free throw line after the Jelavic foul. Wilson Jr., a guy who's played well against these power conference teams, had 17 versus Notre Dame, 19 versus Kansas State in that second game of the year for Bellarmine. And he's got 6 here in the first half today in Lexington. Kentucky by 3. Johnson, so much open real estate, and puts it in with ease.
It's beautiful. He took exactly what the defense gave him. They let him get all the way to the SEC logo. You get there and shoot up with a little flicker. That's beautiful. Kentucky really needs to communicate defensively. They're getting hit with a lot of screens and getting back cut. They have to talk.
Wilson Jr. rejected by Jelavic. Bellarmine, though, with a second chance.
Only got 5. We're going to have to get a shot up.
Kick out. Hunter for 3. Oh, yeah.
Bellarmine is playing as well as they can possibly play. Really, really good sign. I know Coach Davenport has to be happy.
And that foul will go there on Kenyon Gooden.
Sometimes a desperation 3 is the easiest 3 to make because you know the coach can't yell at you. So you just go ahead and shoot it. He shot that with confidence, knocked it down, and has Bellarmine within 2 points of these Wildcats.
I've been desperate to take a 3 my whole life. No one's ever let me. Got cut from my senior year basketball team.
Oh, come on, Noah.
I was the 13th man. They only took 12. Here's Noah. Off the iron. Long rebound there goes to Whitaker. Hunter hit the 3 the last time down. You can see trying to get it inside to Waddell. They find him. Working on Noah. Gooden gives it up. Hunter, too strong.
Bellarmine still got a really, really good shot there.
Jelavic has a look off the glass, wouldn't go. Garrison had it, gave it up.
Bellarmine scrappy. They're doing this without Karasinski on the floor right now. Staying in the game and cutting into Kentucky's lead.
Waddell spinning on Jelavic. Better defense that time. Bellarmine works baseline. Out off of Cam Williams. No, they'll say it goes to Kentucky. So it will be Kentucky basketball when we come back. Kentucky hoops in the state of Kentucky. Scott Davenport's name is synonymous with winning 426 wins over his 20 years at the helm of this Bellarmine program. Won a national championship at the Division II level back in 2011 and then helped guide this program into the Division I era. His son, Doug Davenport, taking over for him ahead of this season. And Robbie, those are some massive shoes to fill, but as Doug told us earlier this week, he says, I'm comfortable in my own skin.
That's exactly what he says. He knows who he is, he knows what he wants to do, and he knows what this program is. He's been around some really, really good programs, assistant with Coach Patino. He's been around. He understands, and he knows what he wants to do. And his father started a great thing here at Bellarmine, and he's going to try to continue that legacy.
Not many coaches early in their career have had a chance to be a part of 2 national championship programs. Doug Davenport first at Bellarmine and then at Louisville as well, as Williams hits a 3, hit 2 in the second half against St. John's. And Cats fans are hoping that he starts to do that more consistently.
Spoke with him after practice yesterday. His confidence is high, and that's what you want as a shooter. He feels good. He knows he has the freedom to shoot the ball. That was a free shot right there.
A guy who shot 40% as a freshman a year ago at Tulane. Deep in the shot clock. Kick out, corner tray for Donald. Off the iron and down to Williams.
Kentucky dodged a bullet there. That was a really, really good shot. Wide open three. Again, communication.
And an offensive foul goes against Kentucky. That'll be on Jelavic, his second.
That's old Tyler Doyle from Lexington's own. Really good screen on the ball, screen action. Just a little, oh, that wasn't Tyler Doyle, that was, apologize. Miles Watkins took that charge, apologies. But again, Jelavic trying to find his footing. Just struggling a little bit today.
Bellarmine in the bonus. 5 points separating the Cats and the Knights at the moment. Bellarmine trying to buy a basket here. It's been quite a while. Karasinski bullet pass into the post. Gooden match up on Williams, rises up, and that one hit every part of the iron but went down.
It did. Really good post up. Another good possession by Bellarmine.
Kentucky gets a shot in the first 6 seconds of the shot clock. It's Williams. He's got 2 in the first half.
Talked about the confidence. That's a confident shot.
This is a Kentucky team that, despite their three-point struggles early on in the season, they've consistently said, we're going to be a good three-point shooting team this year. Could that be coming around 6 here in the first half? Gooden downhill.
Great straight line drive there by Gooden.
And 20,000 strong, not pleased with that call.
Yeah, well, sometimes they're wrong, and they were wrong at times. Gooden did a great job of catching the ball, straight line drive, getting downhill. Didn't waste any time at all. Kentucky really has to be ready on the catch. Bellarmine is so tough to guard defensively because you have to guard on the catch, and then when they pick up the dribble, if you're off the ball, you also have to guard and stay relevant because they're going to cut. Screening constantly, back screens, flare screens, you have to keep your head on the swivel. Again, a great defensive challenge for Kentucky today.
It's kind of like evading all that holiday traffic as you make the trip to Grandma's house.
Good luck with that if you're in Lexington, Kentucky.
Stay off East High Street.
Yeah, Nicholasville Road, all of the above.
Gooden hitting both free throws. Kentucky working early in the shot clock here today. Dioubate inside, count it! He'll head to the free throw line as Kentucky gets another good look early in the shot clock.
When you're shooting shots from the block, that's a good look. Getting the ball to Mo Dioubate on the block there, takes his time. Waddle's just a little too small there. Dioubate just goes up, says, yep, wait day is Sunday. Hit it.
Dioubate, though, a bit more careful with his word choice after that, after picking up the ejection down in Atlanta on Saturday. There was some concern amongst Big Blue Nation that he would have to sit at least a half, though that concern unfounded.
Not the case. It wasn't an ejection. It was 2 technicals. It's a difference. But you got to like the fight that Dioubate brought. And along with Quaintance, in that second half we saw, and now Kentucky's kind of walking a little bit taller. They have a different type of swagger.
And a timeout coming here for Bellarmine. Some good full court pressure there from Kentucky. Cats up by 7 here, and Doug Davenport forced to burn his first timeout. Things were looking so good for Bellarmine early, still down by just 7, but Kentucky, it feels like, has found their mojo defensively.
Without a doubt. They're doing exactly what they need to do. They're focusing on the cuts, they're stopping the straight line drives, and more importantly, Bellarmine has missed some shots. Kentucky's taking advantage, using their size advantage, and here Coach Pope is going to extend some pressure just to try to turn Bellarmine over, slow them down a little bit, and make this more of an up-and-down game.
Kentucky got off to the hot start behind the play of Jack Karasinski, 9 early, but hasn't scored since the 11:29 mark.
He's a 3-and-D scorer, though. He can score from all over the place. As you see him scoring outside, taking it inside, finishing strong in transition. Very, very valuable asset, and he's played great today. They're going to need him to continue to have a big game as they try to stay within the reach going into the half.
Coaching staff telling us when we spoke with them earlier this week that they have challenged young Jack Karasinski to be more vocal on this team. Naturally a quiet kid. He's done just that here. More trouble, just 5 seconds to get it over the midcourt line. And they just do. Gooden passed up the three, driving on Chandler, hands it off, and Dioubate sends it to the first row.
Dioubate with the recovery. That's what's so special about Dioubate, Jaden Quaintance. That's the first jump, second jump, right off there, gets the block shot. That's just an athlete right there.
Emphatically sending that one out of bounds. He had missed quite a few games after that high ankle sprain against Michigan State, but back with a vengeance lately. 5 on the shot clock. Gooden inside. Watkins coughed it up. And a touch foul there by Watkins. You get the sense trying to slow down that Kentucky break.
Without a doubt, it's a good foul there, but as you can see, the pressure that Kentucky is applying is starting to get to Bellarmine. They're able to create some turnovers, getting them, still making them work all the way into the shot clock. But Bellarmine just has a tough time finishing over Kentucky's athleticism.
Watkins with the personal, heading to the bench. Darius Bolden, the D3 transfer, turned walk-on into the game. Williams hits the first. Kentucky doing a great job right now of taking what Bellarmine's defense is giving them, shooting close to 60% from the field. And that has been a big problem this year for Bellarmine. Extremely efficient shooting the ball offensively, but at times that defense has been pretty porous.
Really, really hard to stop people, especially when they're shooting in the paint. Kentucky getting what they want in the paint just about any time they want. Bellarmine can't stop that. That's why teams are shooting such a high percentage against them. Again, Kentucky with the token pressure, just to break up the rhythm of Bellarmine.
Here's Doyle. Gooden working on Colin Chandler. The closeout there by Dioubate. Long three, Gooden. Nothing but nylon.
That was from deep. Gooden's feeling good. Gooden just a great kid. Coach Davenport raved about how quality character guy he is. Father was the head coach at Georgetown College.
Inside for Moreno, extra pass. Chandler, their best three-point shooter, missed it. And that one off the hands of Moreno as it goes back to Bellarmine.
And Gooden with the deep three. Boom, doing everything he can to keep these Knights.
Kentucky up by 6 at the under 4. They've hit 6 threes in the first half. They lead by 6 at the break.
Now Santa's in Rupp Arena. I've seen him walking around, and you know he's not wearing red in this building. It is a blue Santa in the house.
Kentucky up by 6 as we work under 4 minutes to go here inside Rupp Arena. Bellarmine hanging right with the Cats. Shooting just below 50% as we work under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bolden trying to find Karasinski on the slip. Instead, got downhill, kicks it. Karasinski over Moreno, yes sir! 12 in the first half for the junior out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And he's mean mugging.
Big shot there. He's feeling himself right now, as he should be. He's doing everything he needs to do.
Johnson's runner won't go. Rebound there for Wilson Jr. And Bellarmine pushing the pace. Here's Waddell, the great catch. It comes off the iron.
Tough missed layup there.
And now Oweh fouled on the other end. That foul will go on Gooden. It will be his second. Bellarmine hanging right with the Cats.
You got to see, he gets deep in the paint. Again, it's the end of the shot clock. You have to watch. You have to be on your man. Moreno just way too far from Karasinski. He's going to knock that down.
You have to love that Bellarmine is okay with going deep in the shot clock, working that offense and finding that open look, because that three by Karasinski was like the 4th, 5th, or maybe even 6th option.
Listen, they're driving. They're doing everything that they can do. And Kentucky's not doing a great job of closing out and staying connected to their man on the pickup. They're forcing the dribbler to pick up his dribble, but not staying with the other teammates and allowing those 3 shots. Bellarmine can shoot the ball. They're shooting almost 50% from the field right now. 48% from the field. So Kentucky's got to stop giving up open looks.
Oweh connecting on the front end of the 1-and-1. 5 first-half points now for Otega Oweh, the preseason player of the year in the SEC. Gearing up for their first SEC game that'll take place after the new year down in Tuscaloosa against 16th ranked Alabama.
That's going to be a big one.
It'll be a war.
Yes, it will. Mo Dioubate going back to Alabama. Kentucky better take care of business tonight, though.
Waddell losing that off his foot. He's asking for a challenge right here, and I think we're going to see a challenge. Doug Davenport has to call the timeout in order to ask for the challenge. He did signal. This is a new addition to college basketball this year. In situations like this in the past, the officials could have just gone to the video review monitor to take a look. Instead, now coaches have to challenge. Bellarmine is going to challenge the out-of-bounds play here. Let's get the official call.
The previous out-of-bounds play is under review.
So the initial call on the floor was a turnover off of the foot of Waddell. He was fairly confident, but I don't know. After seeing that first look, I'm not as confident as he was.
I'm not either. It's the finger after it hits the shoe. So does it hit his finger? Yeah. Looked like it hit his finger. Let's see. There's a dribble off the shoe. Garrison.
Did it hit the shoe?
It hit Garrison's shoe for sure. I don't know. Couldn't tell. I thought by the bounce of the ball it looked like it hit the shoe, but I also thought it hit his finger on the way out. So.
And much like we've consistently said, in plays like this, the call on the floor matters. It was called out off of Waddell, and now the officials have to have clear and conclusive video evidence to overturn this call to give it to Bellarmine.
Exactly.
Looks like they've reached a decision.
After review, the call on the floor has been confirmed. It is Kentucky basketball.
So
Bellarmine is charged with timeout, and they will lose their opportunity to challenge for the rest of the game.
So a big decision right there. Let's go to Maggie Davis, who was in the Bellarmine huddle.
Yeah, guys, the Bellarmine huddle prior to that one was all about finishing this half strong. They like where they are. They like where they've been able to limit Kentucky in transition. But what head coach Davenport does not want to see is his guys standing around. Less standing, more cutting, more moving the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's great, Maggie. And one of the things he told us earlier this week, in games like this, you can't make losing plays. And if you're standing around against this Kentucky team, that's a losing play.
There's no time to watch. When you're on the basketball court, you don't have a camera. You have to be moving, not taking shots at the action.
Oweh, wide open for three, no good. Johnson has it in Kentucky with a fresh 20 to work with. Aberdeen back into the game, has had to sit for most of this first half after picking up a couple of early fouls. 5 on the shot clock. Dioubate working hard inside and kisses it off the glass.
Really, really good patience there by Mo Dioubate. Get into his spot, giving the shot fake, getting the defenders off their feet, and finishing strong.
I think he's going to be such a huge piece for Kentucky once they get into SEC play.
With that, Oweh gets in the lane there. Yes, he is. This is what, great steal there.
Back-to-back turnovers. Bolden picking Aberdeen's pocket. Inside off the glass. And a nice response there from Sam Donald.
Belief is high with Bellarmine right now, and that's a dangerous thing. Anytime you give a ball club belief, and they start thinking that they can get this thing done, you're in trouble.
That last two was actually Michael Wilson Jr. He's up to 8 in the first half. Dioubate again, this time with the left hand. Rebound for Karasinski. Bellarmine can make this a one-possession game with a 3. Waddell spinning. Aberdeen had to be careful there. Lets Waddell go by him. He's got 6 in the first half, and Bellarmine is within 3.
Great decision there by Waddell. Knowing Aberdeen has 2 fouls, he's not going to foul him. Just takes it straight to the basket.
Kentucky with time to go 2 for 1 here at the end of the half as Johnson locates a flying Otega Oweh. Kentucky stretching the lead back to 5.
Great look there by Jasper Johnson. Really, really great cut by Oweh, not standing still, not staying in the corner, moving. Something Coach Pope's been harping on.
That's exactly how you draw that play up back in the Joe Kraft Center. It works here inside Rupp Arena. Bolden, a great slip pass, was looking for Waddell, but too much mustard on it. This was a perfect pass, though, from Johnson.
It really was. Oh, gave him the look, threw it right at the corner of the backboard where the ball's supposed to go. Oh, Oweh, two hands strong.
Remember, if there's one thing I've learned working with you, you love a good dunk.
I love a dunk. I don't like it when they don't grab the rim. I want them to grab the rim and try to break the rim. That's what I'm all about.
Shot clock off here at the end of the first half. Kentucky leading by 5. They've been tested all game long. Working into their action. Johnson, step back 3. Oh, yeah! Pretty move from the freshman. Bellarmine won't get a shot off. And that'll be how the first half comes to an end. This near capacity crowd 2 days before Christmas. Getting an early present there to end the first half. Kentucky up by 8 as we go over to Maggie Davis, who's standing by with Mark Pope.
Coach, what is Bellarmine doing well right now to give you guys trouble?
Well, their B-cut game is great right now, and our defensive effort's a little bit embarrassing.
You're playing without Jalen Lowe. What have you seen from the other guys, the other guards specifically, in his absence?
Well, I think the guys have been pretty good offensively against the zone. They're kind of getting whatever they want, but the defensive end is where we're not acceptable right now.
Thanks, Coach. Noah, Robbie.
Kentucky leading, but not satisfied after one half of basketball. Before Christmas break, Jaden Quaintance made his Rupp Arena debut in the first half. The Cats up by 8. Let's get over to the studio in Michelle Knezovic. At the half, and the line for the famous Rupp Arena ice cream is as long as you would expect. Just 2 days before Christmas, getting some early dessert in here in Lexington as we welcome you courtside inside Rupp Arena alongside the former Wildcat Robbie Moss. I'm Noah Frary, and Robbie, Doug Davenport told us earlier this week, he said in games like this, before you can think about winning this game, you have to not lose it, and that's exactly what Bellarmine did in the first half.
Without a doubt. They've actually really done a really good job of controlling the tempo, not turning the ball over, and they're only losing the rebound margin by 5. It's 15 to 10. If they can keep the rebounds within a +5, that's a win for Bellarmine.
Well, they are trailing by just 8 here, and a big reason for that was the play of Jack Karasinski. He came in averaging 20 points per game on the season. He put up 14 in the first half.
He put up 14, and listen, Dickie B was in these seats last week, and he would be saying, this kid is super scintillating, sensational. Jack Karasinski has done everything for these Knights. He shot the 3 well. He's rebounded the basketball. He's got to the basket, done everything they needed. And Kentucky has countered that by shooting the basketball well from three-point land.
Kentucky 7 for 16 from downtown in that first half. 4 different Cats hit a 3 with double threes as we go down to Maggie Davis.
Hey guys, yes, before this game, Coach Davenport told us his non-negotiables were points in the paint and fast break transition. Right now, Kentucky has just a 3-point advantage in those 2 categories combined. He's happy with their efforts on those 2 parts of this game, but he says this one in the second half is going to come down to Bellarmine's rebounding versus Kentucky's. He says their guys have turned it over far too many times right now. Also going to continue to lean on Jack. He has 14 points already. They just want him to keep being himself and being a good basketball player here in the second half, guys. Simple as that.
Hey, they might need another 14 from Karasinski if they hope to leave Rupp Arena. If you think back to 2022, this game, the only ever matchup between Kentucky and Bellarmine was actually tied at the half. Bellarmine really made the Cats sweat in that game.
They're doing the same in this game. Kentucky's up 8 right now, but Bellarmine has made them really, really uncomfortable, making them guard for long periods of time and shooting the lights out of the ball.
Kentucky shooting 55% in that first half. Great from downtown and doing it all without Jalen Lowe, who is not playing today, as Dioubate slams one home to begin the second half. Kentucky with their first double-digit lead of this game.
Looks like we'll probably see a steady dose of getting the ball in the paint for Kentucky.
Only saw Jaden Quaintance for 7 minutes in that first half. Expect to see him more in the second. Waddell had a nice first half, 6 points, matched up on Oweh, 4 on the shot clock as Gooden steps into the 3, in and out. Kentucky had a lot of success when they went early in the shot clock. Oweh thinking that way is fouled.
Right now, this is the start that Mark Pope wanted to see. They got the ball inside, started off with a dunk, come down here, have a great defensive possession where they finish with a high contest and a rebound, get out down in transition. Oweh gets downhill. It's gone to script so far for Kentucky.
And if you're Kentucky, you can call back on your performance against Indiana in St. John's in both of those games, trailing by 7 at the half, a little sluggish, but responding extremely well in that second half. You have to imagine Mark Pope is hoping for much the same in this game.
Without a doubt. Mark Pope is really, really good and has shown that he's really, really good at making some adjustments at halftime and getting these guys fired up. They came out the second half of St. John's inspired and played a very, very good half of basketball. They need to do that in order to give Pope a nice Christmas present on his way out.
We'll get a foul, it'll go on Dioubate. And Robbie, I thought this note was so incredible about those last 2 games. It was the first time in Kentucky program history, again, a lengthy history here in Lexington, that the Cats had trailed and come back from 7 points down at half in back-to-back games. That's what they just did to pick up big wins over Indiana and St. John's and jumpstart this season.
That's actually a really crazy stat. But you know what? It's alumni week, and all the guys are here, and they would just say, yeah, that's because we were never losing at halftime.
Fair. Kentucky has spent more weeks at #1 than any other team in the AP poll history. The winningest program in college basketball history. Oh, great find as Waddell lays it in.
What a pass by Karasinski. And if you're court level, you could see he hooked Oweh and made sure that he couldn't get back to Waddell for the layup. That's a veteran move right there.
Kentucky back with the starters on the floor. Aberdeen into the paint, throws it up. Cure.
Another paint touch though, Noah. They're getting into the paint. That's what they want to do. That's why they're shooting such a high percentage. Bellarmine really has to try to stop Kentucky.
So far, 4 of the 5 points in the second half have come inside the blue area. Can Bellarmine weather this early storm and find good looks offensively? Oweh fouled, and they're going to call that in the act of shooting.
Oh, wow. Again, look at Karasinski. Karasinski grab Oweh right there. You see that grab? Make sure he's not going back. And Waddle does not stand still, moves without the ball.
That was just the first foul on Otega Oweh. Not many Cats in foul trouble. Aberdeen had 2 that limited his minutes in that first half. Jelavic also had 2. Bellarmine in good shape as well. Gooden, Waddell, and Hunter, the only with 2 personal fouls.
Well, we know we can't put them on the free throw line. One of the best free throw shooting teams in the country.
The best.
The best shooting team.
Over 80%. Guess they shoot their free throws after practice. Aberdeen stepping into the 3. Short with it. Chandler was underneath it. Offensive rebounding was going to be a big key for Kentucky in this game. Dioubate just overpowered his man. That's a powerful human being.
That's just bigger, faster, stronger, Noah. Bigger, faster, stronger.
Bellarmine still right in this game, trailing by 11. Can they change that here? The 3 from Wilson, too strong. Good battle inside by Sam Donald, giving Bellarmine an additional 20 seconds to work with.
Really good. Again, Kentucky not settling for threes, getting the ball inside. Dioubate, if the ball's around him, he's going to grab it. Big, physical, strong hands. He's a man amongst men.
That could be a great sign, though, for Kentucky with Jalen Lowe out. Denzel Aberdeen really starting to take to that point guard position. Kentucky going to need that down the stretch once they get into SEC play. Here's Karasinski working on the 7-footer, and Moreno rises up. Oh, that would have been pretty if it had gone down.
Man, that was very, very nice. See if Kentucky can counter.
There's Chandler, strong on the 3. Kentucky's had 3 bodies around that basketball inside every shot attempt.
They know where their advantage is.
Tarasinski from outside. Almost pinned it. Aberdeen will push. Chandler stepping through, fouled. It'll go on Tyler Doyle, the sophomore out of Lexington, Kentucky. Doyle playing at Lex Catholic. Led his team to a 2A championship back in 2024. He missed the last 6 games due to a shoulder injury that he had sustained against Notre Dame, but the coaching staff gave him the choice to return either this game or the first game of ASUN play, and you have to imagine the Lexington native wanted to play inside Rupp Arena.
Chandler misses the first. If you're from Lexington and you have the chance to play in Rupp Arena, you're going to do whatever it takes. Tyler Doyle fighting through some pain to get out here, do what he needs to do to help Bellarmine, but more importantly, play for his people. I know he's got a lot of people here in the stands that are rooting for him.
He was great early on in the season before picking up that injury. Could be a big part of this rotation once Bellarmine moves into ASUN play. They will begin ASUN play against West Georgia on the 1st of January. Trailing by 12 here as we work 4 minutes into this second half. Doyle has it on the UK logo. Gooden now with it in the corner. Wilson drives the paint and finishes. Count the basket. He'll head to the free throw line as Oweh picks up his second personal.
What an excellent drive there by Wilson Jr. Getting downhill, jumping off 2 feet, playing with 2, finishing through the contact. Got hit on the head by Oweh and still has to finish with the left hand. Really, really strong move by Wilson Jr.
Robbie, I've worked with you long enough to know that you love those smooth operators, guys who just understand the pace of the game and when to slow it down, when to put it into hyperdrive, and that's something that Michael Wilson does so well.
Michael Wilson does it, and just about everybody on this Bellarmine squad does the same thing. They play at the right pace, they understand angles, they understand the advantage that they get downhill when they get that advantage. Not an overly athletic team, but they've scored points in the paint, way too many, and I know Mark Pope's not going to be pleased with that.
Some zone look here. Chandler finding Aberdeen, and that's how you bust the zone.
That's it. That's it.
Aberdeen
Inside
with
out.
11.
That's it. Inside out. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint, kick it out. They also can get in the paint and give the ball to Moreno. He had an advantage there as well. Opted for the 3.
Donald stopped dead in his tracks, locates Doyle. In and out on the 3. And now Oweh is fouled. That'll be 3 fouls now on Donovan Hunter, and it will take us to a break in Lexington. Kentucky has been tested today.
Back into Rupp Arena, where I want to introduce you to one of my new friends, Isaiah White, who's here with his friends, the Bellarmine basketball team. They got partnered up through the Team Impact program, which connects children fighting critical illnesses with collegiate basketball programs. And Isaiah is all in on this Bellarmine squad. He is in Rupp Arena for the first time ever, and it's his first road trip of this season. His parents, his siblings are here, and they did get this signed basketball from Kentucky head coach Mark Pope. Even though he's a Bellarmine guy, he said he's going to find room in his bedroom for this basketball as Isaiah battles acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The Bellarmine head coach and some of the players told us that he lightens their locker room, while Isaiah told me he's learning about hard work from these guys.
Thanks, Maggie, for that. And Robbie, that's just a great reminder about gratitude and the fact that so many are going through so many different things here at the holidays, but a chance to use sports as a way to put a smile on a young man's face. That's special.
Always love when players understand how important they are in the world or in the life of children that are struggling or anyone that's struggling. Sport is always a great way to boost spirits and add a little pleasure to life.
And Johnson adds some pleasure to this Cats fan base. His second, make it third 3 of the game. He's got 11 off the bench. Here's tired Doyle, great find. And Hunter finishes inside.
Quaintance got beat there on the back cut. That was something that they were struggling with yesterday in shoot around. Rears its ugly head. I'm sure he'll watch film on that.
Good entry, Dioubate battling through, it'll go!
Wrong!
13 today for the big man and a chance for one more. Kentucky up by 15 as Jalen Lowe appreciates things on the sideline.
It's one thing to finish through contact. It's another thing to finish when someone's intentionally trying to grab your arm and keep you from getting the ball to the basket. Still being able to have the strength to get that ball up on the backboard and finish just shows how strong Dioubate is.
Dioubate short on the free throw. Maggie, you've got an update on Brandon Garrison.
Quick update from the Kentucky bench. Garrison is questionable to return with a knee injury. He is not currently on the bench.
Good finish inside for Waddell. He's up to 12. Brandon Garrison on the bike on the sideline trying to get that knee to a point where he can come back into this game. Kentucky fans have dealt with so many injuries. Just add another one to it, I guess. Here's Quaintance back from injury, tried to slam it. It would not go down. You won't see that happen too many times.
Not too often, but you gotta love the force that he plays with.
And on the other end, Johnson called for the personal.
That's his first in the team's score.
You brought up Oscar Tshiebwe. That was a great comparison, I thought, as far as just the force, the strength, and the brute size of Quaintance, the power that he plays with. A lot like Oscar. Probably a bit more talented offensively, but when it comes to dominance, Oscar Tshiebwe definitely comes to mind.
Karasinski matched up here on Quaintance. Look at this. Best on best. Karasinski nowhere to go. It goes off of Dioubate. And this is the moment that Big Blue Nation has been waiting to see.
My goodness. Karasinski can play the game, as we said. He had nowhere to go. Jaden Quaintance absolutely had him locked up. He took away the swipe there, gets back, recovers. Again, swipe again, recover. Amazing the pressure that he was able to put on the basketball there.
Here's Doyle, did not get the shot off, a shot clock violation.
That's exactly what Kentucky needed. They'd given up 2 easy baskets there, kind of let Bellarmine get back in the game a bit. They needed those stops.
You get the sense that this Kentucky team is starting to form an identity. They're not most likely going to be as good of a three-point shooting team as they were a year ago with guys like Jackson Robinson and Kobe Bryant now playing in the NBA. But what they can be, Robbie, is a team that plays smash-mouth basketball and has a much improved defense.
They're just going to have to be a bunch of bullies. I know it's not the season to be naughty, but that's what Kentucky's going to have to start doing. They have the physical presence and the size. They have the toughness. Now they have to follow through and compete like that every single night. That is their identity. When you saw the second half of St. John's, that's the best half of basketball that we've seen from Kentucky. It was smash-mouth basketball, if that makes sense. Quaintance was out there, Dioubate was out there pushing people around. They're grabbing rebounds. They're trying to score at the rim. That's the best way that Kentucky can play for this particular Kentucky basketball team.
Quick update, Brandon Garrison making his way back to the Kentucky bench. And Robbie, if there's one thing that I've learned in spending just a little bit of time around Mark Pope this season, he's so good with an analogy. And one of the things he told us at shoot-around yesterday, he said, if you want to build a one-story building, the foundation doesn't have to be extremely strong, but if you want to build a skyscraper, meaning if this team wants to reach their ultimate goal of bringing a 9th banner back here to Lexington, you've got to keep digging and digging and digging to build a foundation that's going to help you accomplish those lofty goals.
Without a doubt, and that's what he's trying to do, and that's what he's trying to establish.
Well, Kentucky up by 13. They've stretched the lead in the second half, trying to pull away. Bellarmine hanging tough before Christmas.
Here highlighting Mo Dioubate. He has been all over the court today, showing that foundation that Mark Pope wants to build. It starts on the defensive end, he's blocking shots, and it starts with toughness. He's finishing through contact. He's done absolutely everything that he can today to show exactly why he's back in the rotation, and Kentucky is a team to be reckoned with here in the future.
15 more points today for Dioubate, averaging close to 12 and over 6 rebounds per game since returning from that high ankle sprain. We go now to Maggie Davis, who was in the Kentucky huddle.
Well, Dioubate and Jaden Quaintance just got a reminder from their sidelined point guard, Jalen Lowe, who was reminding them of the height advantage Kentucky and those two specifically have in this game right now. Jalen wants them to keep feeling it down low, guys, and the Cats are right now.
That's a great point, Maggie. And Mark Pope has talked about Jalen Lowe and the season that he's had to have struggling, but they said that he is a guy that is a steadying force for us, and even off the floor, he's trying to do and play his part.
Without a doubt, you just saw him at the end of the halftime, at the end of the timeout right there, going down the bench, giving fives, talking to Oweh, letting the team know. That's leadership.
Hunter stepping into the three, bingo. He's got 8. Bellarmine back within 10. This Knights team has been pesky all afternoon.
And they're not going anywhere. Continuing to fight.
Draws the double. Woo. I'm sure you can count on one hand the number of times he has missed 2 dunks in one game in his entire life.
Oh, he's just getting his game legs under him. He got fouled there, but you just have to love the intent. His intention is to dunk the basketball. That is such a luxury. Shaq used to do that. He wanted to dunk it every single time. When you get that type of mindset, it brings the type of physicality to the team.
Jaden Quaintance making his Rump Arena debut, made his Kentucky debut back on Saturday, but this is a player who tore his ACL back in February, had surgery in March, just cleared for full contact to begin December, and returns just 9 months in 1 day after tearing that ACL. Robbie, modern sports medicine is incredible.
Incredible, and young ligaments and joints are incredible as well. Again, Quaintance is 18 years old, still very, very young, and luckily that went in his favor when recovering from that ACL. Great block by Dioubate coming off his man there.
Kentucky battling for the basketball. We're going to get a tie-up. And I don't know about you, Robbie. I just turned 31 this year, and those ligaments and joints are already starting to feel a little stiff in the morning.
Oh, man, you're just a young pup. I'll tell you what. Wait till you're 41 like myself. You just ache for no reason.
Alongside the former Kentucky Wildcat, Robbie Moss, I'm Noah Frary, Maggie Davis with us. Big shout out to Michelle Knezevic back in the studio today. That's been excellent. Kentucky up by 11 here, trying to pick up a 9th win of the season ahead of Christmas.
How about that studio? Awesome.
Special.
Great job.
Bellarmine's going to have about 14 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Hunter looking inside to Waddell. Working on Jelavic. Kissed it off the glass. A pretty finish for Waddell, who has 16.
That was the most emphatic that Waddell has been all day in getting
Williams
a shot.
with his 3rd three.
Big time 3 by Cam Williams.
It has been a roller coaster for Cam Williams shooting the 3-ball. Mark Pope has consistently said, don't read into the sample size. Don't look now. He's heating up. Hunter looking for Karasinski. Jump ball tie-up. It'll stay with Bellarmine after the break. Kentucky's up by 12. And they're hitting the 3 all day long.
Again, we talked about Cam Williams and his confidence. He's stepping in, shooting the ball with confidence. Nothing but the bottom as Kentucky's up 12 in a row.
SEC play right around the corner. And the league year expected to be a good one once again. How about Vanderbilt? They have been the talk of the town. Georgia stepping up. Them Dogs, they've got quite the offense this season.
It's not often you see Vanderbilt in the top of the SEC, but that's what we see right now. Vanderbilt's played really, really well. Georgia's playing good basketball. Beat this Bellarmine team earlier this year. Cam Williams with a deep 3.
Oh, Williams is feeling it. 4. And that one from way downtown.
I think he's comfortable.
A season high 14 today for Williams. Kentucky has their largest lead. It's 15.
If Cam Williams is able to do this and continue to shoot the basketball at this level, Kentucky can go to the next level once Jalen Lowe gets back.
Kentucky with 11 threes on the day. Williams, why not? The dam has finally burst.
Listen to this crowd. They know Cam has struggled. They want to see him shoot the ball well, and he is doing it. Last couple games, he's just been stepping into a shot, knowing he can shoot. He believes he can shoot. Shot 40% last year. You don't just lose it. He's finding it here in Rupp Arena.
Listen to this fan base. Gooden off the glass.
That is a tough basket by Gooden there.
Oh, he thought about it. Williams 5 for 6 from downtown. Johnson locates him. Short. Jump ball tie-up. If that one had gone down, this place would have erupted.
Ready. That was definitely a heat check. It was going up. But again, that's just a confident shot. Cam knows that he can shoot the basketball. He believes it. Spoke with him yesterday. He just gave me a comfortable nod like, yeah, I'm back. And as you can see, he's comfortable. He knows what he needs to do now. As roles are being defined as we go into SEC play, this is his role. He's supposed to shoot the ball, guard the other team's best player, and shoot the basketball. That's what Cam Williams is doing.
Williams made 2 big second-half threes in that upset win over 22nd ranked St. John's down in Atlanta. Robbie, I thought this was interesting. That was just his second multi-3 game of the year. Last year at Tulane, 19 of 33 games he hit 2 or more. So Kentucky could see a lot more threes coming.
Without a doubt. He's finding his footing. Again, these guys are still learning each other. We're getting into SEC play. We played enough good drive there. Karasinski hit the deck hard. But again, as players understand and define their roles, Cam Williams is understanding his role. He's supposed to defend. He had a tough job with Karasinski there. Karasinski gets head and shoulders above. Got some ball. Shot to finish. Luckily, he's all right. Hit the deck hard. Talk about being old. I'm out for 3 weeks after that, Noah.
Karasinski at the line for 2.
Karasinski stepping to the free throw line, had 14 points in that first half, though has not scored in this second half. He changes that there.
Still been incredibly impressed with Karasinski. Not only because he's scoring, it's because who he's scoring against. He's scoring against Cam Williams. He's scoring against Jaden Quaintance, Mo. These are Kentucky's most athletic, strongest, most physical players that he's been able to score these points against. Now, they bottled him up in the second half. I'm sure they paid attention, and that was something that they talked about at halftime. But Karasinski's still fighting, getting to the line, doing what he does.
Too strong on the free throw. The lead 15 for Kentucky as Jasper Johnson brings it across the midcourt line. He's had 11 in this game. Hunting a couple of more, draws the foul. Kentucky will have it on the baseline.
The foul is on Bolden. That's his second and the team's sixth.
Second foul against Darius Bolden. Karasinski coming out, getting a much-deserved breather as Michael Wilson comes off the bench.
Yeah, he won't be out long.
Kentucky trying to get it into the interior. Look at Moreno do the work. Gets it, fouled. And that is a helpless feeling for Sam Donald.
It really is. There's nothing Sam Donald can do with that. That's 7 foot against 6'5". Really, really tough to try to guard that. So you see the spacing. Kentucky has great spacing. And he had to go to the second option to get it in there. So Jasper Johnson had the screen on the ball for Moreno first. He only took 1 dribble off of it. He didn't really go off or explode, so that made it hard. So Moreno had to fight a little bit harder than he normally would. Now, if Jalen Lowe's in the game, when Jalen Lowe comes off that screen, he takes at least 3 dribbles, 2 to 3 dribbles. He gets to the other side of the paint. That gives Moreno more room to fill and go to the paint and get him an easier touch. We still got the ball to Moreno. However, getting the ball was a lot harder, and the position was a little bit more difficult to establish for Moreno because of the screen and the usage of it.
It really will be intriguing to see once all of these pieces are finally put together. Again, Kentucky has only seen this roster in its entirety once. That was last Saturday.
One time.
They came into this year with national championship expectations, and I think those are still on the table.
Oh, no question. That's not going to change. It doesn't matter how your preseason starts. It doesn't matter how the non-conference schedule is. You're still expected to get it together, and these Wildcats will.
Waddell banging in the post with Oweh. Steps back. Airballed it. Good defense from Oweh.
Really good defense for Oweh.
Inside for Moreno. The 7-footer couldn't hang on. Bellarmine trying to find points with their best scorer, Jack Karasinski, off the floor. And a foul called in the interior. That'll go against Jasper Johnson. His second personal.
Hold off of that flex cut there. Again, when Karasinski goes to the bench, they have to be even more focused on using the screens and using motion away from the basketball. Johnson, a freshman, again, making freshman mistakes, caught not being locked into his defender. And as a result, go to the free throw line.
Robbie, you keep talking about that flex cut. For those at home, how does that play out on the floor?
On the floor, you have to talk. So if my man is setting the screen, I have to open, I have to yell, screen coming, open, and make sure I'm pulling my guy through. I have to hold for a second, make sure he gets back, and then get back to my man. If the room is not made, if the screener is not communicating screen coming where he can jump to the ball and get around that screen or try to avoid that screen, you get in the situation that Jasper Johnson just got in and you grab and you foul.
Aberdeen got into the interior. Oweh for three. Not his best look. Aberdeen could not keep that one in play.
Not his best look because it was one more. He had Cam Williams sitting in the corner. Cam's made a couple threes today, right? I think you make the one more pass to Cam Williams, give him another shot at it. Not a bad shot, but again, not a great shot.
Kentucky 12 for 25 even after that miss from downtown in this game. It has been a huge separator. Some full court pressure here, and that'll bring a timeout for Doug Davenport. And we will take it with him. Kentucky's been tested, up by 15, trying to put another win in the win column before Christmas break.
The Christmas spirit, and he's giving out gifts in the three-point variety. 5 threes from Cam Williams, having his breakout performance here in Rupp Arena, really starting to get going here. As you see him shooting not close threes, those are deep threes. Cam Williams is feeling comfortable, and Cam Williams has these cats rolling, up 15 with 8 to go.
17 points this afternoon for Cam Williams. 5 threes, he's heating up. This is a player that was a 40% three-point shooter at Tulane a season ago. And Robbie, there has been a lot of consternation in these parts about how the Cats have shot the three-point ball. You've consistently heard the program say, better times are coming. Do you believe it?
Oh, without a doubt. Better times are coming, especially when they start understanding what a good shot is. Right there, Cam Williams could have another three if Oweh makes one extra pass. When Jalen Lowe comes back in the game and comes back to this team, he will help spread everyone out and get everyone in their natural position a little bit more, and the shots will be easier because they'll be better shots. So Kentucky still has a very, very bright upside. The ceiling is still there, and a national championship is still what they want to do.
Wildcats leading by 15 here as we begin play once again in the second half. Karasinski back out there for Bellarmine. He'll take the three right here. He's just been a little bit off in the second half. Hunter trying to use it. Up over Oweh, it'll go.
Kentucky went zone there. Didn't rebound out of the zone. Always the hardest thing to do is rebound out of a zone.
Why?
Because you're not locked into your man. When you're man-to-man, you're right by your man, you turn, boom, big shot. That's a big-time finish from Moreno. I think seeing Quaintance dunk so much is going to help Malachi also try to have the same type. But getting back to the zone, you have to understand where your man is. You have to go find and search when you're boxing out against the zone, whereas man-to-man, you're just standing right by your guy.
That's why coaches say to find a body.
You got to find a body. Harder to do in the zone.
Bolden stopped Karasinski working hard and took advantage of Trent Noah.
Really, really good move. Karasinski plays like an old man at the Y. He knows his angles. He knows how to get there. Not the most athletic, but he gets it done.
Here's Williams. Yes! A season-high 6 threes, and there was the extra pass.
Another one. That's it. You get one more, you get a good shot. You want to shoot workout threes. That's a workout three. He shoots that three 50 times a day. When the workout three, look, he's a step, shoot. when you're stepping into your shot, wide open, uncontested, you're going to make those threes, especially someone that shoots the ball as well as Cam Williams with his confidence as high as it is right now. Exactly what Kentucky wants to see going into SEC play.
Williams with his first 20-piece as a Cat. Michael Wilson Jr. at the free throw line after the Trent Noah foul. In and out. And a foul on the other end, a blocking foul. It'll go on Gooden.
The foul is off Gooden, that's his fourth, and the team's 8. Checking in for Bellarmine is number 23, Sam Donald.
4 personal fouls now on Kenyon Gooden.
Oweh at the line.
Oweh stepping to the free throw line. Working on a triple-double today, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists for Oweh. Hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Oweh honored as the SEC Co-Player of the Week after guiding Kentucky to that upset win over the Johnnies in Atlanta. 20-point performance. Him and Gillespie sharing that award. And Oweh just a couple of rebounds and couple assists away from a triple-double here today.
What a stat line. That's a stat line you want to see from your leader. Oweh is really starting to come into his own, getting his sea legs back. Started slow in the season, but with the return of Jaden Quaintance and the return of physicality that Kentucky's starting to play with, Oweh is starting to make his presence felt again.
He's really starting to look like that preseason SEC Player of the Year once again.
It is. I think it took him a while. He missed a lot of preseason workouts, and you could see it.
The 3 there for Donald. And Robbie, some fans would say, why do preseason workouts matter? You were in those workouts. Why do they matter?
Because the endurance that comes from preseason workouts, you build all your toughness, you build your mentality in the preseason. You get in the mode where you're mentally ready, you know your body's physically ready, and then you can go and perform. When you haven't had those mental reps, those physical reps, it's just different. You're not as ready to take that combat, and even mentally staying in the game is a little bit harder. That's why you don't take preseason conditioning easy. You have to have it, you have to do it, you have to go through it.
For 1 and the bonus.
Moreno back at the free throw line. Had a grown man rebound to draw the foul.
Continue. Jaden Quaintance coming back again will help Moreno. Going against him in practice daily, watching him, going to continue to develop.
Robbie, is there a point of this season where we see Moreno and Quaintance on the floor at the same time?
I think so. I think that's definitely going to happen, especially as we get into bigger teams. Michigan is a monster of a team with a lot of bigs that play together on the court, so it's something that Kentucky can do. Put Quaintance at the 4, Moreno at the 5.
Yeah, Yaxel for them has been one of the best players in the country early this year.
Yes, he's been sensational this year. Great pass there, and able to hold it. But yeah, Michigan has been really, really good.
Karasinski for 3, rattles it home. 20 points today. Bellarmine has played 4 power conference opponents this year. He's had no fewer than 17 in those games.
He's a basketball player.
Great entry. Dioubate pushed from behind.
Man, you see catch and shoot. He's got to be a DOC guy, dead on the catch guy. We left him space. Kentucky left space. He's going to knock it down. Bellarmine is down 14 points with 5 minutes to go in this game. They may not win this game, but the confidence that they have to take away from playing a team like Kentucky that's as athletic and as physical as they are, to be in this game and be as close as they have to be proud of themselves. There's no moral victories, but they have to be proud of themselves and confident as they go into their tournament play that they can do some great things and finish better than 10th in the A-Sun.
Dioubate at the free throw line after the Donald foul. And it was Sam Donald who took the brunt of that. He's limping as you see him make his way to the bench. Also picked up his 4th personal.
He replaces Moreno.
So he comes off, as does Kenyon Gooden. It comes off for Dioubate. 16 points today for Mo, 2 rebounds. Wilson just couldn't get that one up quick enough on the other end. Matched up on Williams. Spinning inside, great defense from Williams. With a foul coming on the shot. That'll go on Dioubate.
Really, really strong move there by Michael Wilson. Watch the verticality that Cam Williams plays with. Straight up and down, did not foul. Foul didn't come until Big Mo came over and knocked him out of the way. But the defense right there from Cam Williams was phenomenal. So, again, we've seen him shoot the ball well. Defensively is the end that Coach Pope was really concerned about, and he's showing his growth and ability to defend.
And Robbie, it is fascinating. Speaking of Williams, this is a player that before the season started was pretty high up on some NBA draft boards. And when you look at his size, ability to shoot, and now the defense that we're seeing this season, you can understand why NBA scouts think very highly of number 3 in blue and white.
He's got an NBA skill set. He's tall enough, he's athletic enough. He is somebody that scouts are going to look at and say, hey, can this kid play? He's showing that he can shoot the ball. He's really going to make a staple if he can show that he can defend.
Wilson hit them both, up to 13. Bellarmine within 13, but Aberdeen extending it there with another 3. He's got 14 today. Kentucky up by 16. Wilson drives, off the glass, count it! And a trip to the free throw line is coming. This Bellarmine team is not backing down.
I'm incredibly impressed with Michael Wilson Jr. Great head and shoulders there, goes by, explodes, plays off 2 feet, and finishes through contact. That's the 3rd time he's done that, getting to the basket, finishing through contact. Michael Wilson is stepping up the way that Doug Davenport asked and wanted him to do for this Bellarmine team.
Robbie, this is a guy in Michael Wilson who was playing D2 basketball in Tigerville, South Carolina last year at North Greenville, now doing it on the biggest of stages in college basketball here at Rupp Arena, and he's putting together one heck of a show.
Without a doubt, and this is the type of show that will lead to bigger turnouts when it comes to the ASUN play, like I was saying. If Michael Wilson Jr. starts giving this type of effort, along with Karasinski, this Bellarmine team should be okay.
This team can score. Williams wants another. What a game!
He hit him with the MJ shrug.
7th 3 for Williams, perfection before Christmas break. Doyle working on Johnson, throws it up. And Bellarmine is going toe-to-toe with the Cats. Tyler Doyle, the Lexington kid, will have a shot at the free throw line when we come back. But Cam Williams has been red hot today. 7 threes as Williams breaks out in Lexington. 14, and Big Blue Nation has been waiting for the dam to burst from downtown. Well, it's officially happened here on December 23rd. Kentucky lighting it up from outside, Robbie.
Kentucky shooting 43% from three-point land. And they're coming off of great passes and wide open looks. Kentucky's taking higher percentage shots, and as a result, they're making them. They're finally comfortable in Rupp. It's that time of the year where they've been here long enough, they know what to expect, and they're knocking down shots at a very, very high clip. Cam Williams made 7 threes today, and he's just shrugging it off like, hey, it's about time. We know we can do it. These Cats are rolling.
Big Blue Nation certainly hoping that this team can bottle today's game and carry it into SEC play that will begin on January 3rd with a big-time matchup against the team that can really shoot it in 14th ranked Alabama.
There's going to be some threes tad in that game. Alabama takes more threes than just about anybody in the country, and they're trying to take more. So Kentucky better be ready to defend the three, and hopefully Kentucky can knock down some threes. It's going to be a really, really exciting game. What a way to start off SEC play with Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
6 different SEC teams ranked inside the top 25. The league has not been as dominant as they were last year, but last year was a historic season that we've hardly ever seen in college basketball for a league, as Aberdeen, who was on that national championship team for Florida, misses the three.
Yeah, last year, SEC was just spectacular. They had so many really, really good teams. Eventually the national championship, like you said, national champion Florida, like you said, but Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee was phenomenal. Kentucky was really, really good. It was a very, very deep league. They won't have that type of depth, but they'll still have very, very good basketball teams.
Good and missed the three. It comes down for Bolden. Plenty of time on the shot clock, goes into the body of Aberdeen. The foul goes on Denzel Aberdeen. Look like some extra discussions taking place there. Mo Dioubate starting to take on that role of enforcer, it feels like, for this Kentucky team.
He likes to flex his muscle, you know, and that's okay with me. Every team's got to have one. And the way that he plays, it's almost like a Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, where he'll defend, he'll do all the dirty stuff. He does everything necessary for the team to be successful.
And it does look like they're going to go to the video review monitor to take a look at that foul.
The previous play is under review for a potential flagrant 1 foul.
And so in this situation, the officials are looking at aggressive contact to see if this foul should be upgraded. At the moment, a foul on Aberdeen. It looked like the play they're looking at, though, away from that foul on Aberdeen.
Definitely away from the ball. I didn't see anything malicious with Aberdeen at all. He was just standing straight up. What we're looking for is an away from the ball activity. Don't see anything. Oh, it's just talking maybe. No, there's nothing there.
I think they were just wishing each other Merry Christmas.
I think that's what it was, asking what they wanted, making sure their gift list is ready.
Getting addresses for holiday cards.
I think Dioubate was talking about getting hit at the other end in his face. So maybe there was something, a possession or two before that, and Dioubate took exception to that.
And they can go back and look at that. That might have been in his
they can go back as far as they need to check, especially if it's any type of contact above the neck. So, above the shoulders, I should say.
Robbie, I want to continue that conversation, though, that we were having about the SEC and SEC play looming. You look at how good Vanderbilt has been this year. Tennessee, Kentucky's going to be in the mix. Alabama, Georgia's been a real surprise. Is there a dark horse team for you that you think could make a run and win the SEC tournament this year?
As crazy as this sounds, because we're sitting here in Rupp Arena, Kentucky would be the dark horse.
After review, we have a double technical foul, number 23 white and number 22 red. Unsporting conduct. To be 2 shots for Bellarmine to resume play.
So some coal there for both. As Bolden and Dioubate pick up technical fouls.
Yeah, it was just after. They were talking about something that transpired earlier. Karasinski runs in. And Mo was just telling him a couple things, I guess. But again, Kentucky would be my dark horse choice. They're not ranked right now. Auburn's not ranked right now. 2 teams that came in highly sought after and thought to be top 15 teams. Neither one of them are in the top 25 right now. So if I had to pick a dark horse, it would be Kentucky.
Now, Robbie, if you're Kentucky, you get the win today. You'd improve to 9-4. What type of record do they need to have in SEC play? Is it 11-7 to position themselves well to get into the NCAA tournament?
Without a doubt. They need to have some wins. 12-win SEC conference would be really, really nice. I don't know if they can get to that with just how difficult the SEC is going to be, but they need to go ahead and show that they are a dominant force just because of those early season losses. Now, I think by the time this team is done, the product will be very different from any of the teams that they saw against St. John's or against Gonzaga or Michigan State, as Oweh sticks with it and gets a basket.
Dioubate now with 18 today.
But Kentucky does need to have an impressive conference schedule.
They've certainly left themselves with a little bit of work to do. Earlier this week, I think they were sitting on that 7-8 seed range. But plenty of opportunities coming in a loaded Southeastern Conference as Karasinski hangs onto it, drives, fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
The foul is on Chandler, that's his second.
That's it there, on pressure ball, getting the deflection, great hustle there. Karasinski just took advantage of it, got to the basket, gets fouled.
Karasinski sinking the first up to 21 today. And there's no denying that that 35-point loss to Gonzaga was a low point of this Kentucky season. But if you look at the trajectory since, Kentucky's on their way to picking up their 4th straight win of the season. Things are really trending up here in Lexington.
Trending up. Getting healthy is the key for the Wildcats. If Kentucky can get healthy and stay healthy, they played one game with their full team. One game. So it's hard to judge a team that hasn't played with their full roster yet. Hopefully Kentucky will be able to do that going in the SEC. And the trend, along with this man shooting.
Does he have one more? Yes, he does. 8 threes for Cam Williams.
Wow. What a performance.
That 3 giving him 25 today, which is a new career high for the Kentucky sharpshooter.
Here he is guarding Karasinski.
Karasinski heading to the line again. And Big Blue Nation saying, bah humbug. Robbie, you were talking about the injuries, and obviously Jaden Quaintance, you knew you most likely weren't going to have him back to this point of the year, but the injuries to Jalen Lowe is hurt, Mo Dioubate missing some time. Maybe that helps you in games like Michigan State and Gonzaga, but Kentucky is close to being back to full strength, and that could be dangerous for the rest of the country.
The trajectory is way up when they get to full strength. Having Jalen Lowe at the point guard, having Jaden Quaintance come back. Jaden Quaintance hasn't played a lot today, but here's the reason. This is a tough matchup for Jaden Quaintance. These guys are all mobile. They're smaller than him. So it's a harder guard, especially pulling him away from the basket. It's a very, very tough matchup. So when we get in the SEC play, Quaintance is going to play a lot. Hopefully Jalen Lowe is going to be healthy, and you're going to see a Kentucky basketball team that is dynamic, especially with the coming out party of Cam Williams.
In case we don't get another opportunity, let's heap a lot of praise on Jack Karasinski today. 24 points in his first game here inside one of the historic cathedrals in college basketball as he checks out of this game. He gave his team a chance today.
He was phenomenal today. He has nothing to hold his head down about, and a bright future for him.
Oweh didn't want the 3. There's 2 rebounds and an assist. Off a double-double. Give him 10 assists right there. Needs 2 rebounds for a triple-double. Dioubate ties his season high with 20. Love the intensity here for Kentucky late in this game.
Staying with it.
1 minute left in the game.
Bellarmine has put in their subs, let everybody get a taste of Rupp Arena.
Here's Grant Neal, drives off the rim. Wassler with the rebound, gave it up. Whitaker off the glass and good.
Basket by Whitaker.
$99-85. Big Blue Nation hoping for a hundo. Cat searching for a good look. Step back. Oweh short on the 2. Clark bringing it across midcourt. Bullet pass into the post. A corner 3 coming. Wassler can't connect. And now the shot clock turned off. And Big Blue Nation with an early Christmas present. A 9th win on the season for Kentucky. They've won 4 in a row, and Robbie, this team continues to answer questions.
Scary team. They get healthy, they stay together, they continue on this path, and they shoot the basketball the way they shot the basketball. This Kentucky team can play with anybody in the country.
Cam Williams was stroking it today. 8 for 10 from downtown. Most for a Kentucky player since Emmanuel Quickley back in 2020. Big Blue Nation has been waiting for that young cat to break out. He did it today.
Big Blue Nation has, more importantly, he has. He knew he had the capability to shoot the basketball like this, and seeing this and having this confidence that's been in him and been brewing is just phenomenal for the trajectory of this basketball team.
Kentucky tested today but battling through adversity, and give Bellarmine a ton of credit for their performance today. They came into a ruckus environment and put up a great performance.
They really did. Bellarmine showed so much fight, so much scrap. They have to be very, very confident after coming into this game because Karasinski did exactly what he did. Michael Wilson Jr. stepped up and had big points. He did a phenomenal job. They have to be proud and confident going into their tournament play as well.
Well, Cam Williams had a career-high 26 today. He is with Maggie Davis.
Cam, you hit more three-pointers tonight than any Wildcat has since Emmanuel Quickly. What did tonight feel like for you?
It felt great. My teammates said be ready to shoot. Coach Pope always tells me to keep shooting, regardless if I'm in a slump or not. And I just trust in my work, and the results led me here.
You used the word slump. You'd hit 5 threes in this building all season, 8 tonight. What did change?
Really just my preparation to the game. I had to realize I was kind of rushing my shot in the beginning of the year, so I really had to go back to my fundamentals that I've been working on. And the result that I had tonight, the 8 threes, but the game's in the past now. We got a big one against Bama, first SEC game, so we got to get ready over this break and get ready to put the work in.
That will be your first SEC game ever. What do you expect?
I expect a physical game. Bama's a great team. They're guard heavy. The coach, he really puts his trust in his players, so really just let them work. So we have a big one ahead of us, but I feel like we're prepared for it.
11 days between now and then. What does this coaching staff have waiting for you guys?
Really just, they want us to enjoy our break, and then when we come back off this break, we need to put the work in, because like I said, we got a big game beginning of January, and that's the start of SEC play, so that's going to be the first test for us, so we just have to be ready for that and get ready for the rest of the season. Any
Christmas messages for Big Blue Nation?
Happy holidays to Big Blue Nation. We're going to miss y'all. We're ready to play for y'all in January.
Thanks, Cam. Congrats on the win, guys.
A festive day here inside Rupp Arena as Kentucky picks up their 9th win of the season, 99-85 over Bellarmine. The Cats are back. For Robbie Moss, Maggie Davis, Michelle Knezovic, Daniel Gibbons, and the rest of our crew working on the holidays. I'm Noah Prairie saying so long from Lexington. The fun begins. SEC play has arrived.